Yo, what's going on, everybody? Happy Monday. Welcome back to the 10-Minute Mailbag. This is the MLB The Show series where I take your questions, whether from YouTube or Discord. Please join the Discord. But wherever the questions exist, I answer them in full right now, right here. 10 minutes in this video. 10-Minute Mailbag. Boom. The goal of this video series is, one, to create a more knowledgeable player base, and two, just to start conversations about things that are important within this game, whether it's about gameplay or content or structure or lineup advice, whatever it is. This is meant to educate and hopefully make all of us better at this game. Plus, we build a community when we answer these questions. I love the community that we've built here, so come be a part of it. Come hang out. Hit the sub button. We got 3 bangers coming up in this video. Usually I try to shoot for 4 or 5, but one of the questions today requires a little bit more of a conversation, so I don't want to waste any time. I want to give it its due, and we're going to start out with that one right now. We are putting 10 minutes on the clock, on the phone. You'll also see a clock right above my head. And we're going to get into this question. So, ready? Here we go. 3, 2, 1, begin. Our first question, and the titular question, and the big question today, comes from Scott in the Discord. How much has the pivot to a singular seasonal collection versus the individual card series collections broken the card collecting aspect of the content model? Yeah. So, let's do a little history lesson. For those of you who began playing this year or last year, you don't necessarily know what Scott is talking about. Because as it's constructed right now, because of the way there are seasons and sets and seasons and etc., I don't know why we don't have background audio, but that's not a big deal. We're not going to waste time on it. You just collect per season, right? You just collect per season. Again, sorry you guys can't hear game audio. We're not doing anything gameplay related today anyway, so it's not a big deal. So, you just collect cards within a season, and as you progress, you get these things on the right that my face is covering. The ultimate goal, of course, to collect enough to get these packs, 3 of them, to get all 3 of these boss cards. The other way it used to work, way back in the old diggity day. You see, let's do it this way. I think this makes the most sense. Okay. I'm going to make my camera go away to make sure this makes the most sense. I'll be back in a minute. Bye. Bye. So, all right, you guys see here how it says series? There's live, there's rookie, there's breakout, there's veteran, there's all-star, awards, blah, 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 blah. There's so many different series. As the game is currently constructed, I'm coming back, ready? Hey! As the game is currently constructed, the card series don't matter other than, like, how they impact a player's build, right? So a Prime Series card, the attributes are going to reflect the prime era of that player's career. But back in the day, you used to be able to collect prime cards, collect rookie, collect breakout, collect second half heroes, collect MVP awards cards, collect, any card that exists in the game, you'd be able to collect it. And then when you collected X number of said series, you'd get a voucher. And then you could collect vouchers to get, like, the Omega Boss collection. I prefer that way, that old way. It made it so that you had to actually, like, think about the cards you were buying when you were collecting them. Like, oh, I'm going to be short on Prime cards. I'm not going to be able to get this voucher. It's like, oh, I've got way too many breakout cards. Maybe if I sell a few, I can then turn those stubs into, again, Prime. I just keep using Prime as an example. That did make card collecting seem more satisfying. Satisfying is probably the right word. Because it really felt like you were, like, building a binder of rookie cards and breakout cards and all the types of different series that there are. Because realistically right now, all the different card series are just aesthetics. Like, I don't know how much a prime card is actually influenced by a player's prime anymore, or a second half, or vice versa. Like, it just doesn't... The cards don't feel different anymore. That's the other side of it, is that when there was more of an emphasis on those type of cards, the cards actually felt like they were built differently. Now it just feels like so many things are juiced. Even within this power creep, so many things are juiced and so many things are built similarly. Don't get me wrong. I like power creep. I'm glad it's back, but that's not part of this conversation. I don't know if that type of collecting works within sets and seasons, or now just seasons, because clearly they're just geared towards season. Everything is season. Maybe because it seems like this doesn't work either for the larger fan base in terms of how disinterested everybody is in the game right now. Maybe next year in MLB The Show 25, if it goes back to like what we were used to before, maybe that type of collecting comes back. But I don't know. I think it has a lot to do with game direction. I think it has a lot to do with money. We know money's a thing now. We're going to talk about more on the podcast tomorrow, by the way. But yeah, Scott, really good question. And it added like a more fun collecting element to the game, right? Like, there were so many videos that would come out before a big collection update. You're like, oh, this is how many cards I think you'll need for Prime. How many cards I think you'll need for this, for that. And then it was a cool investment opportunity because the market on some cards would just go nuts if you needed more of a certain type of card, like a milestone card, than you thought you did. Right now, the way collections work is you have your live series, you have your season collection, which is what we just talked about, and your special collections, which are like your season 1 awards, and this stupid Vlad Jr. card that nobody cares about. I wish it would go back to the voucher system. The voucher system was great. It was a lot of fun. It was more rewarding, and it created a little more depth in the collecting aspect of the entire game. So, Scott, I agree. Thank you for your contribution. Moving on. Our next question here from Diclonius Games. I don't know how you say the name. I like it. As we reach the end of Season 1, as time of recording, 19 days left, who have been your 5 favorite cards to use regardless of offline or online play? It's a great question. And so I did the legwork on this to make sure I was prepared ahead of time so we didn't waste time. I have constructed for you 4 hitters and 1 pitcher. Ryan Braun, kinda randomly, has been a demon. Hitting .472, all online, 6 ding-dongs, 3 doubles. I am pretty sure this is all in ranked. Or mostly in ranked. I might have had him in like a BR run or 2, but I haven't had long BR runs lately, so they were short. He's a goon, man. Like, he's really, really friggin' good. And I think you should all use him if you can have him. So Ryan Braun for sure. Next, Paul O'Neill. Still waiting for my 99, Ramon. Where the hell is my 99 Paul O'Neill? I best have him soon, because I am going to be upset. But Paul O'Neill's crazy good. He's my only ever 1-of-1 card. Ever. He was actually really good for me in early ranked. Hitting .495 online with this fella. Really, really good. His swing is great. That's why I can't wait for his 99. Next, Mike Piazza. Wowee. If you told me in the beginning of the year, or before the game came out, that Mike Piazza was going to be one of my favorite cards, I would have punched you in the forehead. Piazza, for me, hitting .519 with 20 ding-dongs and 135 at-bats. I don't know if they made his swing quicker. I don't know if I became better. I know other people, like Chev, who is Piazza's his favorite player of all time. He has said repeatedly that they made his swing better or something feels different. I don't know. I can't wait for his 99 too. But Mike Piazza's great. Love Mike Piazza. Big fan. This is a BR exclusive pick here. Carlos Pena. Crazy good. He's a core card. So starting Season 2, if you don't have the American League Collection Palmeiro, Carlos Pena is a little bit off the beaten path for your core first baseman to start the season out, but this guy's really friggin' good. At the very least, keep drafting him in BR, but I promise you he's worth your time, at least early on in ranked. His swing is electric. So that's 4. And then lastly, while I do love Cliff Lee a lot, and Al Leiter and Tom Glavine, Adam Ottavino. affordable reliever, 89 overall, 16-point innings, 1.65 ERA, .73 whip. He has been my get-out-of-a-jam lockdown reliever. He is so good. I don't know if everyone has the same success. Maybe it's just me. I've been incredible with Adam Ottavino. So thank you for your question. Those are my 5. My 5 kind of somewhat random favorites. Lastly, Mr. Unforgivable Hope. I think if SDS wants to make the game more competitive, they should consider having a standard elevation for all stadiums in ranked, as well as remove the glare that some daytime stadiums have that makes it hard to see the ball. The glare, yes, absolutely. That should just be optimized and get rid of that. We'll just start there. That's easy. I agree. I think everybody would agree. Or most people. I think elevation should be made a standard for all online game modes. The only thing that should impact, like, more home runs versus less home runs, field dimensions. More home runs versus fewer home runs. Gotta use correct grammar. Or English. Field dimensions. Like, I think Capital Lang and Shield Woods would suck less. They'd still suck. But they'd suck less if elevation wasn't through the roof. There's a reason people only play at the same, 5 stadiums, and it's because the ball flies there. I don't know. Elevation's tricky. I know they removed wind because playing in Chicago was impossible in ranked or in online play. It has been a real conversation in the community for a few years about elevation becoming a factor and such a major one. I'm curious what you guys think. I think this one's going to become a contentious one. I'll deal with whatever they have, whether it stays like this with elevation not random, but different among different stadiums. Or if they change it to a base elevation of 1,500, maybe 2,000. I don't know what it would be. 2,000 is probably fair. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you guys like the elevation changes? Do you guys wish everything played like a canyon? I don't know. Let me know. 10-minute mailbag. Done. Timer went off. We went over it. That's fine. I don't really care. I can do what I want. It's my channel. You guys like when these videos are longer anyway, so it's all good. As always, thank you for making it to the end of this video. If you have a question, leave it down below. Make sure you hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. We're almost at 4,000 subs. That's just nutty to me, and I'm very thankful. So thank you guys for making it to the end again. I love you all. Adios. See you next time.